Hey guys, welcome back to another video on TJ's Tech. Today we're going to be trying to configure a small form factor PC. Usually when I'm doing my PC build videos, it's either ATX PCs or mid-tower PCs, but I decided to dive into the world of small PCs and see what kind of PC we can get ourselves. Naturally, a lot of you know that small form factor or SFX PC parts are usually much more expensive, and spoiler alert, that's not going to be any surprise in the video that a lot of the parts that we're going to be getting are going to be more expensive than standard parts. But let's just dive in and see what kind of PC we can make ourselves. First off, I started with this Fractal design case. It's got a nice little green color. They call it Jade, and obviously it supports mini ITX. I've seen quite a few people build in this PC. There's even a video from Linus building in this PC, so I'll leave a link to the description if you want to check it out. It's a pretty decent case. It's very compact. It doesn't have that much I/O, as you can see. It's mostly that USB-C in the front and that USB also. You're not going to have a lot of I/O to work with. It's just going to be these two and the motherboard I/O, which is fine if you're dealing with a small form factor, but more ports would have been nice. If you guys want to see me build in this case in the future, just run up those likes so that I know that you guys are actually interested in seeing a small form factor PC build in the channel. I'd be glad to do it. Then for the CPU, I went a little bit mid-range here. I went for the Intel Core i5-12400F. It's a 6-core CPU and 12 threads as well. You can't really go wrong with the CPU. Good price, good budget, great performance. It comes with the stock cooler, but I don't think I'm going to use the stock cooler for this build. And then to cool our Core i5, I went for this ID cooling low profile CPU cooler. I did a little bit of research on it. It's going to be a very tight fit, and after watching a quick video, in terms of RAM clearance, the RAM can only be 33 millimeters high. So we have to watch out for that. But other than that, it's a great CPU cooler, and it's got nice reviews too. This one guy says he paired it with his 5800X3D, and the temps are pretty good. I chose the CPU cooler because of the limited number of options. It's the only low profile cooler I could really find that looked like it was decent quality. And it also supports our LGA 1700 CPU, so that's also perfect. And then for our motherboard, and this is where the prices start jumping. As you can see, this motherboard costs $4,999. It's got decent specs though. It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, it supports DDR5, PCIe Gen 4 of course, and it's also got good I/O. For an ITX standard, I'd say it's good, but generally not great. That's one of the compromises you make when you're settling for a SFX build. I'm not sure what kind of people usually go for SFX builds. Is it people who work in offices? Is it for family PCs? Just let me know in the comments if you know anyone who uses an SFX build and what kind of setup they have. I'd love to know. Moving on to the RAM, here we've got G.Skill Flare X5 RAM. It's DDR5 and it's 32 gigabytes, two 16GB kits. It's 6,000 mega transfers, which is blazing fast, and CL36 as well. This is good quality RAM and it's relatively affordable, and it also has a low profile design, so I think our CPU cooler will fit very snug right next to it. And then for storage, I decided to go 2 terabytes because I saw this deal on some very affordable 2 terabyte memory here. This is the Mushkin Tempest 2 terabyte SSD. It's PCIe Gen 3, and it's an SSD of course. Read speeds up to 3.2 gigabytes per second, which is plenty fast for our purposes. I think once you get to PCIe Gen 3 speeds, it's kind of diminishing returns, because I recently switched to PCIe Gen 4 and it is slightly faster here and there, but nothing really noticeable compared to the PCIe Gen 3 SSDs that I used to use. So if you want to save yourself some money, you don't really have to go for that PCIe Gen 5 or 4. Just go for the highest storage possible. That's anything above PCIe Gen 3. SSDs are pretty affordable these days. I've been getting a lot of good deals on SSDs, so let me know if you guys know any other options that I could go for. Then for our graphics card, you already know I decided to go secondhand, but you can't blame me guys. For the same price that you'd pay for this Gigabyte Gaming OC RTX 3070, you're probably going to be getting like a 6600 or a 7600, I think, on EveTech. So the options are pretty attractive on the secondhand market, but let me know what you guys think in the comments if going for a next gen GPU would have been a better option. But I think this 3070 will pair well with the CPU we have in. And then for our power supply, not many options as well, and also it's a little bit more on the pricey side. If you were to pay the same price as this, which is $2,899 for an ATX power supply, you'd probably have a 1,000 watt power supply or a 1,500 watt power supply for that matter. For this SFX power supply, which is 850 watts. It's also gold certified and fully modular from Cooler Master. I think is going to be more than enough to power our parts. All right, so I put all the parts together in a spreadsheet and totaled them up, and we landed on a total of 25,423, which is pretty expensive for the performance that we're getting. But again, it's SFX, so you're not going to be getting the best possible performance for the price you're paying. I think that's pretty much all the parts that we've covered. And again, let me know in the comments if you guys are interested in seeing a SFX build on the channel. Make sure you check out my other videos too, especially this one where I configured a 5000 PC. It was a pretty interesting video to do, but I'll see you guys in the next one.